Hi everyone, welcome to the Weekly Traders Club review video again. As usual, we're going to look at all the past posting that we have made last week. Without further ado, let's take a look at this posting on the 21st of June. We talk about Raffles Medical. Looking at the chart over here, we can see that it was consolidating with lows getting higher. So what do we expect? We are looking at Raffles Medical to break out to continue its upwards movement. So let's see how Raffles Medical performed. So over here we have Raffles Medical, and unfortunately there isn't any breakout, but instead the counter seems to be breaking down. So as such, there is no confirmation of trade for this counter as yet. So what do we do next is that we got to wait for it to react or give us more signal. So looking at these two levels, 1.12, once it breaks below 1.12, it may start a downtrend. But if it can reverse back up again and break out above 117, there may be a chance for it to continue towards the target level. Okay, so if it breaks below 1.12, the next support is 1.06. If we were to break 1.18, the target still remains very valid. Here we can see 1.34 as plotted previously. Now let's move on. We talk about UOB and OCBC on the 22nd of June. What you can see from this screen right now is that UOB had a hammer pattern and requires a white candle confirmation above 2569. And OCBC also has a hammer and requires a confirmation above 1192. Let's see how these two counter perform. So what we have is that we have UOB. No doubt it closed above the hammer. The consecutive candles isn't white. So mostly accompanied with higher opening and lower closing. And then also you can see this candle with long upper shadow. So this candle suggests uncertainty and suggests some so-called difficulty in moving up. Okay, so this uncertainty has to be shake off. And how does UOB shake it off rather? So we are looking at 25.9. Okay, so UOB has to form a white candle above 25.9, then there might be more upward movement. Looking at OCBC, we have the counter also struggling to form a white candle for the hammer as the counter continue to consolidate at the low, forming a seemingly a support around 1177. Okay, so we can see last Wednesday and last Thursday, this OCBC has formed two consecutive inverted hammer, following up the hammer earlier. So this is still a good sign for OCBC, and the Friday closing is not so bad. But what we still need is that OCBC to hit above 1197 in order to return to its bullish way. Okay, failure to do so above failure to go above 1197 and going down, breaking below 1177 may lead to more downward movement towards 1162. Going back, we are looking at the 23rd of June, SIA Engineering and UOL. So we are looking for SIA Engineering to form a rebound patterns over here above $2.26 and a breakout from its resistance at 230 to hit back the next resistance at 239. And then UOL to rebound from its support level. And then we are looking at the potential swing up to 753. Okay, so let's take a look at the chart right now, see how they perform. SA Engineering, for the time being, hasn't been able to rebound higher as it continues to consolidate with light volume, and managed to hold at this support level at 218. Okay, it still has a slight chance to move up, but it must close above 226 going forward, and then it must break out above 230 as mentioned. Then we have a chance to see 239. So next week, very crucial for SA Engineering to move up and close above 226. UOL, unfortunately, did not manage to continue higher despite optimism on this particular day where UOL went up, but the closing was not so good, right? As it closed flat and UOL start to drift slightly lower. So if it were to go back to 720, it may break that support and hit back to 709 major support or 708 major support level. Okay, as we go back to 720, it's going to form a lower high over here. And if the trend continues to be downwards, breaking $7.20 is inevitable, and hitting 708 may be a reality. So let's see whether it will hit 720, or next week it can close above 736 in order to move back up, forming a higher low, changing a direction. Next, we are looking at SATS posted on the 24th. So SATS was trying to form a higher low over here with a one white soldier pattern. So it needs a white candle confirmation above 408 in order to suggest there might be more upward movement. But unfortunately, let's take a look at SATS charts. No confirmation as yet, as it trying to break above 408 over here. Okay, so for the next 2 days after the one white soldier, there isn't any one candle confirmation, and therefore it may take a little bit longer than expected for it to move back up to its resistance at 422. Okay, so in the meanwhile, do watch for support level as well at 399. As it breaks this support level, may force the counter to go lower to 387. Okay, so look out for this counter's level. 408 needs to be broken in order to be bullish. And if it breaks 399, it might be going down further. Going back, let's look at 25th June. We were talking about Hong Fook and GHY Culture. So Hong Fook has just rallied strongly, piercing above the 50-day MA with strong volume. So we were expecting it to continue higher by breaking its horizontal resistance. Looking at MACD and stochastics are moving up strongly. Now, if Hong Fook can close higher, of course, it's going to be bullish. Then we have GHY Culture breaking above its resistance and then hitting above 725 may give it a chance, but of course, hopefully it can close even higher. So let's see whether how they perform. Hong Fook, right? Despite opening up strongly, this counter moved back lower to close back at 20-day MA, which is not a very encouraging sign, as the candle black candle has wiped out almost all the gains that Hong Fook has garnered with this strong volume. But the good thing here is that the volume isn't that high. So eventually, if Hong Fook can go back above its 687 and break out above its 75 resistance, the upward movement may still a possibility. GHY Culture is coming up next. So this counter, no doubt closing at 925, 725, I beg your pardon, 725, but the long upper shadow is not to my liking because it suggests uncertainty. So whether can it continue higher to move back to the next resistance at 76 now becomes a question mark to me. So the most important thing is that GHY Culture has to close 73 or 73 and a half the next day, which is tomorrow on Monday, and then the rest of the week, hopefully it can hit back 76 and a half or 76 resistance. Okay, so close eyes on how GHY will move, right? So with this comes an end to the weekly Traders Club video. As usual, before I end off the video, I just want to share this piece of information for everyone who is interested to open an account with Lim and Tan. Okay, so opening an account with Lim and Tan, you can make me as your reminder so that I can, help to discuss any financial targets that you have or any trading strategies that you may have in mind, and then we can go through it and then help you to achieve your targets and goal. Now, you can just open an account simply from Lim and Tan website, quoting my name. If you have difficulty opening account, right, do contact me at this number. Okay, so with this, thank you for viewing this video. I will see you next week. Stay safe and take care.